Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. I do what I do for you. I got a nice little lesson for you today. I'm back in the book. I just got finished doing the conscious thing for you. Now let's talk about uh, the creation according to the Shabaka stone. I'll break you up on who that is and what that's about. Let's go. This lesson will be fun. I'm having fun doing this. Hope you're enjoying it. Let's go. Rightisms. 25 rule to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I asked the question: do you know you? You rolling through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows and knows not that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. Let's go back. Those who don't know, those who know not and believe and think they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself and too. Might not be true. Let's talk about the creation, matter, and physical reality according to the Shabaka stone. Now, the Shabaka stone was found a little while ago, but they learned how to decipher it because it's written in 3 different languages: Greek, hieroglyphic, and they call what they call Coptic, I think it was. But they learned how to read it because they knew the Latin. They knew the Latin or Greek, so they deciphered it and matched it up, learned how to match it up. So they just said what. But according to them, they have a creation story. That's what it comes down to. I'm sorry, go through all that. But let's go. This could be fun. The nature of composition of matter, all right, or what is termed the physical reality, 3 dimension which we live in, time and space, and the concept of consciousness. We're talking about consciousness right now, but the objectification of what we call subtle matter into gross matter, names and forms of creation were introduced and clearly set down in the hieroglyphic text, which dated back to 5,500 BCE. At that time, there was no white man, there was no Greeks, there was no Europeans, no Romans, no none of them. Just us. And this is our philosophical concept about creation. Now, in the theological system of Memphis in Egypt, as follows: the Shabaka stone states, and this is broken down, Ptah, which is their God. Remember Amen Ra Ptah? I gave you all the lessons. I ain't going back for that. But we got the triple God. Ptah is the manifested God who uttered himself into existence. Okay, that's his claim to fame. But it says, Ptah conceived in his heart, reason and consciousness, all that would exist, and at his utterance, words of power, Heka. The word was what? God. The word was what? With God. That's what I got. That's Ptah. He uttered the words of existence from him to himself. That's willpower to what? To make manifest. That's how he willed himself into existence. Again, he created the noon, The noon is the primeval waters that everything was there possible but unfiltrated, unformed matter with unlimited possibilities. That's the noon. He created that. So he's up on the game, okay? He knows what he's doing, all knowing. Then, not having a place to sit. That means earth was all water. When he came here, nowhere to sit, no land. So he causes the noon to what? Rise up out, emerge from the primeval water as a primal hill, the Benben hill, okay? So that he what? May have a place to sit. And atom, A-T-O-N, is the atom, or some people A-T-E-M or U-M, okay? Then emerges and sits upon Ptah. Now what he going to explain to you is Ptah thought himself and worked himself into creation. Now he has a helper, atom, which they know that to be what? Atoms, molecules that make stuff. Okay, that's his handiwork. Then he considered the craftsman of all craftsmen. Why? He crafted the world. Thus, then came out of the water what they called the 4 pairs of gods, the Agdo. Okay, 8 gods who represent opposite sides of the concepts. Okay, I'm gonna break it down for you right quick. The noon, male aspect, primeval waters. Noonet represent heaven. In the Assyrian myth, the earth would have been noon, would have been earth, would have been Geb, and Nut would have been heaven, considered Noonet. So this new thing there. Now you got Hugh. Hugh represents boundedness. Hugh-et, that which is what? Bound. See the opposites come together. That's representing Mayat. But they didn't even say that, but that's what they're showing you. Opposites, 2 opposites. That's the concept. Kook represents darkness. Kuket, and anything with a T represents the female. Okay, so Kuket represents light. In the Assyrian myth, Apophis represents darkness. Ra represents light. So everybody got the concept. They just changed the name, changed the people with the same concept. Still opposites. Watch this. Now, the other one, 4th set, is Amun. M-O-N, M-A-O-N, or M-A-U-M, M-A-E-N, however you want to do it, means hidden. Again, Amun, that means the hidden one. Not so more to be. When I said that in the prayer, we done been through that over time. But get that out. I don't know what they can't help that, but it don't mean that. It means the hidden one. All right. And Aminat means the manifest, the visible. When you go in the afterlife, you go into what they call Aminta. That's Aminet's character. Okay. That's her realm. But when you're dealing with the netters, Noon, Noonet, Hu, Huet, Kuk, Kuket, Amun, and Aminet, they are considered to be the lips and the teeth of God's mouth, which speaks the names of all things, which comes into existence. See where we're going with this? The heart and the tongue have power. Generates here, verbally comes out here, of over all the limbs. So God is found where? As the heart within all bodies. At Judgment Day, they're going to judge the heart. Truth is the birthplace in the heart. Everything you do is up in the heart. This brain only good while it's in the physical body when it's alive. When you die, they throw the brain away. They don't even keep it. They got no use for a while. Everything they need comes from here. That's why. They knew that thousands of years ago. And in the mouth of each netter, and even all humans, okay, they have the tongue, aka the will of all things that live. It is God who thinks as the heart and who commands as the tongue. Heart, mind, creation. That which the nose knows. Did I just say nose? No, but the nose breathes in what? The nose breathes and the eyes see. You smell and you see. The ears hear. All of these are senses, are communicated to the heart. is the heart mind. The what? Yeah, the heart mind. The heart has a brain that's bigger than the one that's in our head. The mind that's in the heart can hold 10 times as much as the mind in our head can. Did you know that? You didn't know that? No, you got to know that. Ancients knew it. I know it. Moving on. All right, here we go. All right. But what's this? Which makes all knowledge and awareness to manifest. And then the tongue is what repeats what the heart has thought. From the heart to the mind to the mouth. And all divine utterances, as they say, manifested themselves. How? Through the thoughts of the heart and the communications of the tongue. That's how. Justice is done to, watch this, to who? To they who do what is love, aka what's right. And they are punishment of those who what? Do what is hated. Life is given to they who are peaceful. Death is given to the what? Criminal. They always had a concept of good and evil, right and wrong. And if you did wrong, you had to pay for that. The penalty for sinning was death. You go against God, you die. Simple as that. It's just that simple. You either with him or you die. Moving on. That's why ain't no haters in heaven. Moving on. He took care of that problem. There'll be none of that up in heaven. He had that nonsense on earth. He didn't like it there. He ain't bringing it to heaven. So anybody's a hater, anybody's a sinner, kill him. All right, here we go. In truth, God caused the netters to be born. Why? Because the creation of the cities that he established of the gnomes, the establishment of the netters in their places of adoration. Every town had their own god to represent. Remember, Amun was in Wasep. You got Tut and Memphis, and you had Ra and Anu, excuse me. And thereby the netters he created them in the city, established them, and for their places of adoration. God made their likenesses. How? According to what? To their desires. Thereby the netter into their bodies the variant of wood, all types of minerals, clay, and all things that grow from these, and in which they have taken place, such as food, provisions, and all good things. He, Ptah, is really what? Harut, spirit that's in me and you. All the same spirit, all the same. That's what they're trying to take. Now let's talk, I got a few minutes. Okay, let me get into the mystical wisdom of the Shabaka stone. What was the purpose and what's the reason for? What was the meaning for what they put down in the inscription on the Shabaka stone? It's about 6 or 7 of them. Let's go over right quick. The mystical wisdom of the Shabaka inscriptions. The first one says, creation came into being through what? The mind, the thought of Ptah, the God of gods, and his utterance of power, meaning words of power, created himself through All right. Number 2, it says God created energy. When you want to think about God, the phrase is energy, frequency, and vibration. Okay, that's God. Trinity from that aspect, from the physics aspect. But God created energy, matter, the noon, and then formed the principles by which they would be governed. 4 pairs of opposite. We gave it to you. We're going to give it to you again down here. But he set that in place. Okay? For a reason. Number 3, I told you, Atom, A-T-O-M this time. Sun and fire, God, he performs the work of creation. Okay? By what? Sitting on Ptah and taking the creative thought and then acting on the command of God. Therefore, atoms, the molecules, that what make everything go, are creative through what? Through the form from God, which obey God's will. In essence, they exist because of God, and God gives them existence. Human consciousness allows this perception of and gives meaning to that which exists. Number 4, God is I gave out 2 lessons ago. They asked the question, what is consciousness? I said, I got a whole 2 pages of information, but the short answer is God. So it says here, God is consciousness of creation. Therefore, God is conscious of his creation. Therefore, creation exists through his consciousness, through his understanding. Okay? Number 5, consciousness, again, the heart, what modern physics would call intelligence, okay, is the underlying reality behind all existence and all human experiences. The senses receive the information from the environment and thereby register knowledge and have the existence. In fact, the world, the creation itself, exists only because of consciousness. What you mean? Soul intelligence projects its existence, through thought power. This thing right here. They can be no existence without what? Consciousness. God is consciousness and spirit, which is life. Those 2 things what make God God. And to perceive it, God is the netters, and the netters are his creation. Again, he's part of everything that he creates is part of him. Number 6, I can tell you about Haru, the spirit that's in me and you. Haru and Ptah are one and the same. How could that be? Ptah is one of the gods from the gods, represent the place that he was in Memphis, okay, in Egypt. He's the self-created God. But the spirit that's in us is the same spirit that's in him. That's how. Hope you understood that. The Agdo, what they call the 8 gods and goddesses that he created out there, the Noon represents the primeval waters. That's unformed matter. All possibility, but not formed, no order before Mayat came into existence. Everything was just there, okay? But the opposite of that, Nunet, means heaven, creation, formed matter, the earth, everything that's on it, okay? So he represents one, she represents the other. Hugh, which is boundlessness. His wife represents bounds. So where one is boundless, the other one has boundaries. See where we're going here? See the opposites? One more time. Kuk represents darkness. Kuket represents light. Amun represents hidden, and his wife, Aminet, represents manifest. That's how it's broken down. But the ancient Egyptian theology is based on, again, the supreme being, which is in the form of this time, Ptah, developed in the ancient city of Hecapata. Okay? The theology based on the supreme being in the form of Ra developed in the ancient city of Anu, like I told you. The theology based on the supreme being in the form of Amun in Waset, y'all know they're thieves, in an in-depth study of what? These scriptures from each of these theologies, which is, I'll tell you the 3, shows that all of the high God forms are in reality just expressions of the same supreme self as follows. I'm trying to break it down for you one more again. Remember we used the phrase Parnetta Nabercha? See right here? That's the high God, Nabercha. That's all encompassing. But you see right here? 1, 2, 3. They're going to break down for you right quick, and I'm going to wrap it up. This is, yeah, we right on time. Okay, I got it almost done. I'm almost home. Wrap stuff. Hold on, right here. Oh, I got a little more to go. Let's go. Speed it up a little bit. But Parnetta Nabercha breaks into the 3, the Trinity, God Trinity. Amen, Ra, Ptah. Broke it down for you before. Asar represents the spirit of Ra that comes into the flesh. In the Anu story, theology, Amun and Ptah got their own, but Ra is the god for Ra. Asar is the god from Ra. And his son, his carnation, is the spirit that's in us. That's Haru. Okay? Haru was considered the great he, she, Wak. He represents the male and the female, but then he brought Het Haru. She represents the house of Haru. But in the Egyptian mythology, the god Ra, he represents the cosmic consciousness, the God, all encompassing. And the all, remember that, manifests as the sight, that's the aspect of consciousness. Asar as Ra in the material form, again in the physical form, spirit becomes matter. And Haru represents the way to reach the Father. But Jesus tell you, I am the way to the Father. That's Haru. That's him. The same thing, the concept. But to the Father, which is Ra. Each individual system of theology also has its own God Trinity or the family Trinity. In Memphis, with Ptah's wife is Sekhmet, his son is Nefertim. In Waset, Thebes, Amun, wife is Mut, their son is Khonsu. In the Anuian theory, you got Ra, which is Asar, Aset, and Haru. Those are three stories. That's how it goes, okay? And they all had to understand it, but they all have to get you to the same thing, to know thyself, to know God for yourself. All right, here we go. I ain't answering that call. And here you go. So, Haru is only Trinity. Now, as previously stated, when you have the visual forms and the ideas represented in each of the gods were created by the sages. Why? From ancient times to help us to understand the qualities and the characteristics of God through different descriptions of various netters or deities. In Christianity, there is a Father, Supreme Being, we call him the Father, and several saints and angels. Those are the God and goddesses from the Christian perspective. Similarly, in Indian philosophy, the term Brahman is also represents the formless, nameless, transcendental, and the all-encompassing existence beyond time and space, and the gods and the demons that assume the roles of maintaining the universe in much the same way as the ancient Egyptian netters do. All is conceptual, and they all had the same concept. Jesus says, I am the all, and the all has gone out from me, and the all has come back to me. Cleave to the wood, I am there. Lift the stone, and thou shalt find me there also. So he said, I'm God, and God is in everything. We are all one. The Christian Gnostics, they quote above, attributed to Jesus from their ancient Egyptian Nag Hammadi text known as the Gospel of Thomas that they don't put in the Bible. It describes pretty much the same idea, even calling it by the same name, the all. In the Hermeticism, we encounter the same terminology, the same comparison between the following Hermetic teachings and the Gnostic Christians. Before y'all was Christians, y'all was Gnostic Christians. Gnostic means to know. That means y'all knew the truth. When the Romans took over, they kicked y'all out. And watch this, the Gnostic Christians' teaching reveals the same meaning, mode of expression. What they saying? They said there's only one supreme being. Call it all, okay? Is it. It manifests itself through infinite forms and many God and goddesses. This was the Gnostic Christians. In its essence, the all is unknowable, aka hidden. That's Amun. The universe, listen, the universe is mental, held in the mind, what, of the all? The all is spirit. I keep trying to tell you, God is spirit. That's life. And he's conscious of all things. Hence, all-knowing, all-seeing, that thing in the sky, sees all, metaphorically, symbolically. But the infinite mind of the all is what they call the womb of the universe. The all creates an infinite mind and has had countless universes which exist for what? Eons of time. But to the all, the creation, the development, and death of a million universes is as the time of what? A twinkling of an eye. When you are timeless, times mean nothing to you. When you put on timeline, that's human. So he don't human him. So whatever we doing, he don't have could care less. Okay, means nothing. So while the all is still the all, and it's also true what? That the all is in all. It's all about the all. Wrapping it up, taking it home. And to him who truly understands, not believes, understands this truth, have come what? Great knowledge. You can't have knowledge and belief. Belief don't do nothing. You have to have understanding and knowledge. We wrap it up. But to the all is the whole of all existence. One normally perceives reality as being comprised of separate objects, separate people, planets, stars, etc. However, ancient mystical philosophy is declaring, according to them, the view that there is an all-encompassing existence of which one is not normally aware. Secondly, that what you call time and space, or the passage of time and space as well, cause and effect, nature of creation is only a manifestation of the transcendental being which is beyond time and space. It is from this being, aka the all, that time and space come in, and is into this time the same being, the time and space as well as human life and consciousness dissolves when, after a certain period of time is ran up. This is the idea that Jesus is referring to in the Gospel of Thomas, line 81. He says, I'm going to stop right there. But he did say the following verse from the Vedantic text from the Indian known as the Shavastivastra, or the Upanishads, number 47. It reveals the same teachings of the all. Right quick. The great being has 1,000 meanings, countless heads, 1,000 eyes, and 1,000 feet. He envelops the universe through though transcendent, he is to be meditated upon. Right there. Ain't a Christian yet said anything that word yet. I haven't heard not one Christian about nothing in their doctrine that says meditate. And they told you in the Eastern, only way to commune with your higher self is through meditation and residing in the lotus or of the heart. At the center of the body, you have 10 fingers above the navel. He alone is what? Is all. This is what has been, what shall be. He has become the universe. Yet he remains forever changeless and is the Lord of immortality. They had a perfect understanding of God, who and what he was, and what it's all about. No confusion. That was ancient. Hope you enjoyed the lesson right there. I try to go a little long. I'll be back with some more. You know I got to go. But in closing, may you all live to be 100 me, 100 miles a day. So I know none of my right thinkers will start to get a better understanding about the Shabaka stone and the mystical philosophy behind it. It passed away. I'll be right back. I appreciate you.